recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Colleagues, this amendment would strike a provision that undermines the integrity of the Federal Transit Administration. The FTA's low or no emission competitive grant program is intended to help our state and local authorities access much needed transit buses while also encouraging an environmentally friendly option. I was initially glad to see this program funded at $240 million, but then I saw the provision that read, grants authorized under this paragraph shall only be available for zero-emission buses. So in one fell swoop, that one sentence removed all of the funding that's available for low-emission transit bus grants and instead reallocated it all to electric vehicles only. Low and zero-emission vehicle grant program. Low emission is literally half of the name of the program, and so this provision, again, entirely removes half of the program's eligibility. Under its original intention, the program would increase state and local government access to buses that are fueled by biofuels, natural gas, hydrogen, and advanced diesel, electricity, many more emerging fuel options that are out there that are low emissions. But unfortunately, this change in the bill removes every single one of those options except for zero emission. I want to share something about my district in Iowa. Would welcome all of you to come and see what we're facing in Iowa, but let me just share a couple of details about our bus fleets in Iowa. We do have some of the oldest bus fleets in the nation, so we do look to grant programs to update our bus transit and then the corresponding infrastructure as well. It's crucial to Iowans. So for obvious reasons, because of geography, transportation in rural Iowa, the options are very limited. Many of my colleagues know this, and they have rural areas as well. So at the same time, when those transit options are critical for constituents to get to work and travel, you know, when you look at that, we just shouldn't be undercutting the options that are available. One thing you won't see throughout much of rural Iowa and rural America are electric bus charging stations. So I understand this money could be used for facilities to support electric buses, but when you're looking at making this transition useful for my constituents, my district would probably need the entire $240 million to make it really feasible. And obviously this is a nationwide program, so that's not going to work. The type of environmentally friendly infrastructure that we do have in Iowa, and I've mentioned this before, but biofuels are ready to go. If low emission fuel options are included in the program, as the name indicates, Iowans would be happy to apply for these grants to make long-awaited improvements to our bus fleets while still choosing a very sustainable option. I'd like to thank my friend, Sheriff Rutherford, for his hard work and leadership on this effort as well. I know this has been a priority for you for several years. Thanks to your leadership, the bill last year included the provisions to the FDA to implement the grant program in a manner to encourage all fuel types to reduce the agency's overall emissions, which is, I believe, all of our goal in this committee. So it's disappointing to see that the bill, as it's written right now, will do the exact opposite. And instead of encouraging all these other fuel types that we have available to us right now that can help us to reduce emissions and reduce our carbon footprint, it'll instead lead to just narrowing this grant exclusivity so much that a whole provision of rural America is just shut out from it. So I think we have some work to do here, but I hope we can reach a bipartisan consensus to improve this language. But again, we need to keep low emission as well as zero emission in this program, and I would encourage support for my amendment. Thank you, Madam Chair.